Hi, my name is Tony Kovatch, and I'm the artist in residence here at Liberty Bellows in Philadelphia. I want to welcome you back to our series of instructional videos for the piano accordion. In our last lesson, we talked about techniques for playing Scottish music, and today we're going to shift our focus to Scandinavian music and use our new knowledge to play the song 1814. Today's song is in G major, so let's quickly review that scale. You're going to play from G to G with an F sharp. Also, you may recall that the three most common chords are the tonic, G, the subdominant, C, and the dominant, D. Today we're going to venture outside of those three chords. We're going to play the sixth chord. Let's quickly figure out what that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's E. So you're going to build your chord on E. That's going to be E, G, B, which is a minor chord. Now let's try using E minor in a progression. We're going to play G, C, E minor, and C. Our song is in waltz time today, so you're going to play 3 beats per measure, just like this. G, C, E minor, C. So now we're going to alter our progression. Anytime you play the measure with C major, the very last beat of that measure is going to be a D major chord. So that's going to be G, C, D, E minor, C, D, G, C, D, E minor, C, D. In the Swedish dance style that we're playing today, called Polska, we're going to play only the first and third beat of each measure. Instead of playing a waltz like this, 1, 2, 3, we're simply going to play 1, 3, 1, 3. Let's apply that to our progression. All of this will come in handy during our song of the day, 1814. Now that we have the basic framework for the left hand, we can make it a little bit more interesting. The first 2 measures are going to be played just like our warm-up. When you get to the E minor chord measure, you're going to play E bass on the 1, and then you're going to play the chord on the and of 2, just like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Notice the effect of playing the chord on the and of 2 is that it sounds like it's coming in a little bit earlier than it should. If we add that to our progression, it will sound like this. The last alteration we're going to make is in that last measure, you're going to play chord chunks for C and D. So that's going to sound like this. After that, we're going to repeat the entire progression, although when we get to the last measure, we're going to change it to 1 beat of D, and then 2 beats of G. So the second phrase will sound like this. G, C, D, E minor, D, G. The first thing you want to know about the right hand melody is that sometimes we're going to play straight eighth notes, whereas other times we're going to play a dotted rhythm. During the first measure, we're going to play straight eighth notes, starting with your pinky on D. You'll notice that this phrase highlights our G major chord. That was D, C, B, G. After that, you shift your hand down and you're going to play C with your pinky. That was C, B, A, D. Notice the G phrase did not have a syncopated rhythm, and the C phrase did. The next measure starts with your third finger on G, and you're going to play G and F sharp with your third and second finger. Then you're going to substitute your thumb onto the G, just like this. So you should end up with your thumb on G. After that substitution, you walk up to the B, and then you shift your thumb to C, and then you're going to play this, starting with your second finger on C. Here it is again, note the crossover. The next phrase starts with your fourth finger on D. Notice that's the same as the beginning phrase. The next phrase is identical to the E minor phrase, except we're not going to shift our thumb up when we get to the C. So fourth finger on C, and then we're going to play A, F sharp, G. So the E minor phrase sounds like this. Here's the melody for the A section. So in the B section, the chord progression starts with the measure of G, and then our same measure from before, 2 beats of C major, and then D. In the next measure, you play 2 beats of G major, and then you play a D chord on 3. And then in the next measure, you play a G chord on 1, and then the next 2 beats are silent. So that will sound like this. G, D, G, rest, rest. The chord progression for the second phrase of the B section is nearly identical. The only difference is we're going to add another G chord to the end. So in that last measure, you're going to play a G chord on 1, and then you're going to hold a G chord on 2 and 3. G, C, D, G, D, G, G. Here's the chord progression for the entire B section. You're going to start the melody for the B section with your thumb on B and your second finger on D, just like this. Notice if we add the beat in with the left hand, you'll notice that those Ds are happening between the beat, just like this. Then we play a very similar figure using C with our thumb and E with our index. So those 2 measures together sound like this. After that, you're going to shift your thumb up to G, then we're going to play up to B and back. And then you're going to cross over and play the F sharp with your second finger, and then you're going to play G with your third finger. That's putting our hand in a great position for the next measure. Here it is again. Next is a fun turnaround phrase. You're going to start with your second finger on D, and very rapidly you play these 4 notes. And then you're going to cross over and put your second finger on B, and then thumb on A. When you put it together, it sounds like this. The next phrase is nearly identical, so let's play the first few measures. And when we get to here, instead of playing that turnaround, we're going to play a half note of G. So the entire B section sounds like this. Just like the A section, the B section is also going to repeat. So the form of the song is A, A, B, B. Join us next time as we discuss techniques for playing French folk music. Thanks for watching.